Hello friends, welcome to Family Recipe Ghar. Today I would like to take this moment to introduce you Mrs. Mamata Kamath, who is one of the most prominent chefs in our channel and who is an amazing homemaker and really makes great food. Please do subscribe to our channel and see all the amazing food that she makes.
Hello, my family friends. Do you all like garlic breadsticks? Domino's garlic breadsticks? Stuffed garlic breadsticks? Wow. Now, what kind of a question is this? Well, we are going to do just that today. Yeah, you heard right. So, let's check the ingredients for that. First, we'll need 1 bowl of cheddar cheese. You can add as much as you like because everybody loves cheese. Then I have yellow bell peppers. I have taken 1 bowl. Green bell peppers or green capsicum, a little less, half. Then corn, that's frozen corn, that too I have taken half. Then we'll need some vegetable oil or olive oil or any oil you like. But don't use oils with flavor like coconut oil because that will give out a different smell. Then we'll need some salt, some garlic that is fine chopped, some mixed herbs. I've got oregano, thyme, and then chili flakes. Both of them maybe 1 tablespoon each. And then I've taken 1 cup maida here and half cup maida here. And this is the one that's the hero of today's garlic breadsticks, stuffed garlic breadsticks. This is normal butter. This is homemade butter. I have mixed them with coriander leaves, chili flakes, oregano and salt. Now you can add anything to this. You can even add chopped green chilies, anything you like. It's because of this that the garlic bread gets its beautiful aroma. And last but not the least, some yeast to make our bread fluffy. This is dry yeast and we need half teaspoon of it. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, we need 1 teaspoon of sugar to feed our yeast to multiply and show its effect. Now remember that we need some warm water, comfortable enough to dip our finger, not very hot, because if it is very hot then our yeast will die. So we need to have warm water, lukewarm water, to which I'll add my dry yeast, half teaspoon, and the sugar, 1 teaspoon, and then give it a good mix. Mix it well and let it stand for about 10 minutes without disturbing. So you need to keep it in a warm place to prove. So my OTG is the best place to put it in. So I'll go ahead and put it in it and wait for 10 minutes before we start our garlic bread dough making. I'm just going to place it inside. See it there. After 10 minutes I'll get back to you. Now one thing you should remember is, if the yeast is not frothy, then you'll have to discard that and start all over again. Yes, all over again. Otherwise your garlic bread won't puff up beautifully and all your efforts will be a waste. So please remember that the yeast has to froth. Only then you can use it. Now, apart from this 1.5 cups of maida, I have already taken half cup more maida and lukewarm milk. I have taken 1/3 cup of it. Can you see that? 1/3 cup. Yes. Now you can see that my yeast has proven really well. It's well fermented. See the frothy yeast. This is how it should be. If it is not like this, please discard it and start all over again. Now let us put 1 cup of flour into a mixing bowl and the half cup. Let's add the garlic can actually be grated and added. I'll show you how to do that. To show how beautifully garlic can be peeled easily, just give a deep hash, but not deep inside. Just give it a slit, hold its tail and remove them. See how easily they come out. Now what you need to do is, after bringing the garlic, just sun dry it for a day. It will get dry and then you can go about. Now peeling the garlic in the maida is advisable, because if you add chunks of garlic, it will come in the mouth directly and sometimes it's not desirable and it will be seen on the dough. So simply grate them like this and the whole of garlic flavor will be infused in the dough. Grated only 3 garlic cloves. You can add 7 or 8 more if you like. Now just give this a quick stir. You can see how frothy it is, and mix it into the batter, maida. I'll add salt to taste. I have taken just about almost 1 teaspoon. Then give it a good mix. Bring the maida together with the yeast solution. Now after mixing this, we need to add the milk to the other half cup of maida that we have there. Now I'll add the 1/3 cup of milk to this. It should be warm, and then mix it well. Now I've got a sticky dough like this. You can see that it's very sticky. Now I'll add this half cup of maida in batches, little at a time. Now I'll mix this. It's sticky, you can see that. I'll add the second batch and mix again. Go with my third batch of maida and then mix it again. Now you can see that my dough has come together beautifully. Now I'll put it on my countertop. Add some oil. Three teaspoons oil, and then knead it very well for the gluten to form. Now you can see that it is stretching very well. See, this is how it should stretch. Now the gluten is well formed. Now what is gluten? Gluten is the elasticity that is formed in the dough. Now you can see if I stretch it like this, it will go to the extent of being transparent, but it won't tear. Now that is gluten. It's because of gluten that I am able to stretch it like this without the dough being broken in between. It's getting a full stretch without any cuts. So this means the gluten has formed, and you can see that it's easily coming off the slab without any resistance. Now you got to tuck the dough inside like this and then keep it in a bowl which is greased with oil. Like this, and then tuck it inside under the ball, and then see, it is still sticky, but it is not sticking to my hands. That is how it should be. You can see that. Now grease the same bowl in which we had made the dough all around like this. Apply some oil at the bottom as well as at the top, because when the dough rises, it will stick to the vessel. So to avoid that, we are going to put some oil, apply some oil on this also, and smear it all around. Every South Indian house almost will have a hot box like this. It's covered with thermocol. So I'm going to place my dough inside this because the temperature will be maintained, and I will have to wait for 1 hour for the dough to prove. Cover it either with a cling wrap or a cloth like this, and then close the dough. You can, if you don't have this box, you can always put it in your OTG or microwave oven. Now after 1 hour of proving, I am going to remove the dough outside, and let's see how it has proved. Let's remove. Wow, look at the way it's puffed up. Really, it's grown 3 times in volume, and it's really proved very well. You can see that. I'm going to punch back the air, punching back and deflating it. Gather the dough and then knead it for around 2 minutes. Now after kneading for about 2 minutes, the dough is like this, soft and pliable. Now I'm going to dust some maida on the rolling board. And then divide this dough dip the knife in maida. It will be easier to divide the dough. Now out of the dough we can make 3 garlic breads. I'm just going to tuck it inside like this again under the ball, and then round it off. And now I will roll it out into 1/4 inch thickness. Keep it that thick for the bread to be fluffy and soft. Now just check out the thickness of the rolled out dough. Now this is the right thickness. Now let us quickly smear this with the butter, coriander leaves, chili flakes, salt and mixed herb mixture. And remember, we need to leave 1/4 inch at the periphery of the rolled dough, so that when we overlap this, they should stick together. If we have butter in between, it will open out while baking. So what we do is simply from there you bring it to from the corner, you bring it to the radius, from the circumference bring it to the radius. That will be a safe way to do it, so that you don't go any further. Smear it well. Be liberal with this because your batter, the dough will be very bland. You need to flavor it well. Now you can slowly push it to the sides and then finish it off. I have greased my baking tray with butter only, no maida, because if I sprinkle it or dust it with maida, the underside of our garlic bread will be whitish in color. So to avoid that, we have just greased it with butter. Now get the OTG ready. It's been heating for 10 minutes. Now it is time to put the stuffing inside our cheesy stuffed garlic bread. Just line them with corn, that is fresh corn, as much as you like. And then the yellow bell peppers. And then the green bell peppers, or capsicum as we say it, as we call it. Some oregano, some chili flakes, cheddar cheese turn to go in. Just put them liberally, as much as you want. Now everybody loves cheese, right? So go for it. Just top them beautifully. And then we need to keep this off the periphery. Now we will overlap this beautifully like this. Pull it a little and then overlap it all over. And then gently seal the edges. You need to do it slowly and gently, but not too hard so that you won't be able to lift it from the board. You need to simply seal it, because if you don't seal, when it is getting baked, the stuffings will come out. See, it is still easily pickable from the board, but it is well sealed, as you can see. This is how it should be. Seal it really well. So you can see some gaps. So seal them really well so that they don't open up. There we go. Now again smear the butter mixture onto the top generously again, all over across the garlic bread. As much as you like, because this will give out a beautiful flavor to the garlic bread. Sprinkle some more mixed herbs on top. They'll easily stick to the butter and won't fall off. And now the turn of the chili flakes. As much as you want. The more spicy you want, the more of it. And now give it cuts, but don't go through. Simply give the cuts on the top, because once it is done, we'll be cutting it on this hashes itself. Beautifully and gently. And our garlic bread is ready to go into the OTG. Now lay this on the tray and wait. Now my OTG is sufficiently hot. I'll open it and place the garlic breadsticks inside. It should be placed on the middle rack and in the center, not in the front or at the back. Gently close the door and continue baking. It should be baked at 180 for 18 minutes. Now my stuffed cheese garlic breadsticks are done. Let me open the door. And ta-da! Look at that! Wow! It's very hot now. I'm just going to leave it on the cooling rack to cool down a little bit before we can dig into it. See how beautifully soft and fluffy they are. very soft to touch. And let me show the underside of it. Just check that out. So soft. Now you need to make cuts on the gashes that we had already done previously. All along the bread. And now your stuffed garlic breadsticks are ready. Now look at that. Oh wow, look at this. And look at the stuffing and the softness of the bread. Look at this. Let me open and show it to you. Super soft. And check out the cheese. Wow. That's how it should be. After tasting this stuffed cheesy garlic breadsticks, I can bet for sure that you will not step into Domino's again. So please give it a try and let us know how you loved it. And why not, when you can make it in the luxury and comfort of your own sweet home and enjoy it with your loved ones. Look at that. Awesome, isn't it? So please give it a try and give it a thumbs up if you like the recipe and share it with your family and friends. Thank you. Bye-bye.